Hey fam, grab your teacups because we need to talk about Khloé Kardashian finally keeping it real about one of the hardest things in her life right now, co-parenting with Tristan Thompson. And let me tell you, the details she just shared will have you feeling all kinds of emotions. Like, it's sweet, messy, relatable, and dramatic, all at the same time. And the way she opened up, you can tell this isn't some polished Kardashian press release. This was Khloé just talking raw about what it's really like to raise two kids with someone you're not with anymore, especially when that person is, well, Tristan. Let's get into it. So here's what went down. Khloé was on her podcast called Khloé in Wonderland, which, by the way, is already becoming one of those places where she drops real-life gems instead of just scripted reality show moments. And she gave us such a deep dive into her life as a co-parent. And y'all, she did not sugarcoat it. She flat out admitted that co-parenting sounds simple when you say it out loud, but in reality, it's an emotional roller coaster where you're constantly checking yourself, checking the other person, and trying to keep the kids happy and stable through it all. Now, before I tell you the exact story she shared about her and Tristan clashing over their daughter True's outfits, yes, outfits, you gotta hear the setup. Because Khloé basically said that raising kids with someone you're not with anymore comes with a ton of compromise. And the hardest part? They don't always agree. In her words, we don't always see eye to eye. Okay, so here's the tea. And I love how she told this story because it was so relatable. Khloé explained that there was this one moment with Tristan that totally tested her patience. She said, like which Tristan's not wrong, but he's like, don't you think those shorts are too short on her? And you could just picture the whole scene, right? Khloé dressing little True in some cute shorts for a pool day, sending the pics to Tristan like, look at our baby! And then boom, Tristan stops her with the dad energy. Suddenly, it's not just a pool day. It's a whole conversation about parenting styles. And Khloé was honest about her first reaction. She wanted to clap back. She literally admitted her instinct was like, excuse me? She's my kid. But then she caught herself and realized, nope, they're both parents. She said she had to remind herself that it's their kid, not just hers. And that, right there, is such a big deal because you know how easy it is to fall into that I'm the mom, I know best vibe when you're doing most of the day-to-day parenting? But Khloé straight up said she had to check her ego and remember, we're co-parents, not solo parents. She even explained it in her own words. She said, you want to almost be like, yeah, she's my kid, but it's our kid. But you just want to have that ownership. And honestly, many of us can relate to that feeling, especially when you're the one with them most of the time. But then she added, but I'm like, yes, they're short, but we're just hanging out at the house pool, because I will send pictures to him or whatever. And see, that's where Khloé's honesty hits different. She didn't pretend like she has it all figured out. She straight up said she has to constantly remind herself to let Tristan parent too, even if she doesn't always agree with him. In her words, you still want to let your co-parent be the parent as much as they want to. And you also have to give them grace. Give yourself grace. But here's where it got even deeper. Khloé admitted that she actually struggles with this internally. Like, it's not just about agreeing with Tristan, it's about her own emotional battle. She explained how she sometimes gets defensive in her head, and she has to literally stop herself and go, wait, this is actually good. Tristan cares enough to be involved. She told him, yes, the shorts are short, but we're at home lounging. She then explained the context of those photos, saying, so sometimes I do get defensive internally, and I have to remind myself, no, this is good. I feel like a lot of moms out there probably felt that one, because it's so easy to misinterpret your co-parents' concerns as criticism when, really, they're just trying to do what they think is best. And Khloé even admitted she has to allow Tristan to fully be a dad, not just someone who pops in and out. Her exact words? I can't be like, no, this is my kid. I have to allow Tristan to be the dad too. But wait, y'all, that wasn't the only bomb she dropped. She also opened up about something that made everyone go, "Aww," and also, "Uh-oh," at the same time. True's total confusion about Khloé and Tristan's relationship. Apparently, little True has been under the impression that Khloé and Tristan are married. Yep, married. And Khloé had to figure out how to handle that without confusing her daughter even more. So Khloé told this super cute yet awkward story. She said, True just turned 7 in April, and maybe like 2 years ago, True would say something like, "Your husband," or whatever. I'm like, "Who's my husband?" She's like, "My daddy!" And y'all, Khloé was so thrown off because True has never even seen her parents kiss. Like, from True's memory, they've never been that kind of couple. But somehow, in her little kid brain, daddy equals husband. Khloé didn't even know what to say at first. She literally said she didn't want to respond with, "No, he's not." Because how do you explain adult relationships and breakups to a 5-year-old? So Khloé actually asked her therapist for advice, and her therapist basically told her, "Relax, she's young. This is just how she's processing things. If it becomes a problem later, we'll address it. But for now, let her figure it out." And guess what? True never brought it up again. She just moved on. And Khloé hasn't had to have that tough conversation yet about why mommy and daddy aren't together. Now, one thing fans were dying to know, and Khloé finally answered, is whether her kids ever question why Tristan doesn't live with them. Because, let's be real, kids pick up on stuff like that. But surprisingly, Khloé said they've never asked. Her exact words were, "I don't know if that's weird or not. They sort of think it's cool, like, oh my gosh, we have 2 houses in LA. They're like, wow, my daddy has a house and my mommy has a house. So in their minds, it's like double the fun. 2 houses, 2 Christmas trees, 2 playrooms. You know kids aren't mad about that. And just to give a little timeline refresher, Khloé and Tristan's relationship has been on and off since 2016. They went through a ton of ups and downs, from cheating scandals to public breakups, and finally ended things for good in 2021. But through it all, they've managed to keep things civil for the sake of their kids, True and Tatum. And honestly, Khloé made it super clear during the podcast that while she and Tristan may have had a little drama in their personal relationship, okay, lots of drama, they are actually great co-parents. She said it herself. For Tristan and myself, there's really no drama when it comes to co-parenting. There's drama in other areas of our relationship, friendship, whatever it's called. Him and I are seamless co-parents. I will say that. And that, my friends, is where the whole conversation lands. On this idea that you can have a messy history with someone, but still come together for your kids. Which, honestly, is probably the healthiest way to do it. But here's my big question for y'all. Do you think Khloé is being too chill with Tristan? Like, is it good that she lets him have this much input? Or should she be stricter since she's the one who has the kids most of the time? Sound off in the comments because I really want to hear what you think about this whole dynamic. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the suggested video.